Hello, I'm Emily Erb, and I'm an artist. When I was a kid in Sunday school, I was asked to draw a picture of what God looks like. I did not know where to start, so I tried to cheat off the kid next to me. He was drawing himself. That didn't seem like the right answer. So I turned back to my paper and I started with a pair of sunglasses and a giraffe. I wanted to draw everything because in my way of seeing, God is everything. It's 25 years later and I'm still working on this assignment. In 2005, I went to Madagascar. I went in search of new experiences and I wanted to grow as an artist. While I was there, I had the opportunity to meet an old woman who taught silk painting out of her house. It was interesting, though, because we really had no common language, and so the way we communicated was on silk. When I got back, I began a series of 37 maps traced on silk. I chose maps that were of particular interest to me, like Christianity versus Islam on the eve of the Crusades, native languages spoken in North America, nuclear test sites in 1960, freshwater usage around the world. This concept of mapping human history led me to Hieronymus Bosch's Garden of Earthly Delights. I see it as a 16th century map of humans past, present, and future. So I saw this opportunity to update it. I exchanged each character in the original painting from a variety of sources, ranging from biology textbooks to microwave cookbooks. I enjoyed doing this, and so I continued with this series of art historical reproductions. Here's my Sistine coffee table. Inside of it are religious icons from around the world. And I finished the series with Picasso's Guernica. In Guernica Revisited, I filled the original composition with American war photography from World War II to the present. I wanted to talk about war because the wars that my country has been engaged in throughout my life feel so removed from my personal experience. And yet I am completely aware that any violence between any people has a profound effect on us all. This is because it's my understanding that most people on planet Earth just want to have dinner with the ones they love. Once again, I found myself making a map of the world, but this time it was about peace. This 14-foot map has continents constructed of people that I gathered from Life World Book series from the late 60s and early 70s. And the oceans are full of fish swimming in the direction of the currents. While I was working on this piece, I started to question my voice as an American artist. So I took $1 out of my pocket and I went to the Kinko's and I asked the guy to blow it up to 8 feet for me, and he told me that was counterfeit. I was like, what am I gonna do, go to the giant store and buy a giant pack of gum? So I took the $1 back and just walked up to the street to the next Kinko's and did it myself at the self-serve station. A couple weeks later, I had a silk dollar flag. So while I was working on this piece, the front and back, simultaneously in my studio, more than one person came by and asked me why I was making two of the same painting before realizing they were completely different images. The value of the dollar is so ingrained in our visual experience that we don't even notice the images on it. We just see money. There have been hundreds of versions of the dollar bill, and I started to look into them because by using images found on valued paper, I can point to the sources of my beliefs about the values of America as well as the value of art. Primarily, I was attracted to the images of Native Americans that have appeared on the dollar bill. This is because their plight is one that we usually choose to bury under various justifications. So on this $10 bill, you see the conquistador Hernando de Soto slaughtering a native village. This is Chief Running Antelope of the Ongpapa tribe, ignorantly depicted in a warring tribe's headdress. And the baptism of Pocahontas. They are not honoring her for saving a white man, they're honoring the white man for saving her. Pocahontas and Martha Washington are the only two women with names to have appeared on the dollar, but there have been a lot of women depicted. In the educational series of 1896, we see women in an allegorical setting. So this is supposed to represent America presenting electricity to the world. This is science presenting electricity and steam to commerce and manufacture. and history instructing youth. On these bills, women are valued as a means to advertise the accomplishments of men. So I wouldn't be from Richmond, Virginia if I also didn't look into the Confederate bills. And on this one, we see a pastoral scene of slaves picking cotton with John C. Calhoun in the left-hand corner, who was quoted as saying that slavery is not a necessary evil, it's actually a positive good. I made 12 of these, and they are currently on display at the Museum of American Finance on Wall Street. This series took me about a year to make, and towards the end of it, I got really tired of feeling like a researcher in my studio. So I wanted to make art from the heart again. I looked to the poetry of Rainer Maria Rilke. I'm not a big poetry reader, but he was a favorite poet of my grandfather, who recently passed away. So I wanted to talk about the soul. So I took these poems and I made visual translations of the English translations of the German poems, because conversations of the soul are translations no matter what language you use. The more you try to reach out to get it, the further it gets away. You can't describe it. It's like God, which brings me back to that assignment. So I'll tell you, it was actually my mom who was the Sunday school teacher. And she's here today. Hi, Mom. So, Mom, this is the best I could do with this assignment. And I'm not going to stop trying. Thank you.